What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel, and today I'm going to be getting back on the D100 and building some custom slapper style traction bars. Keep watching. I know it's been a while since I've been able to get any work done on the D100. You know, other projects have kind of taken priority. Just this got put on the back burner. You know, life happens, and that's just the way things go. But I should be getting the engine back for this thing pretty soon, so I thought now would be a good time to start taking care of little bits and pieces, odds and ends type projects. So I thought I would just get started on some traction bars. And here's the style of traction bar that I'm going to be building. This is just a simple slapper style. I like that old school look, especially for this pickup. The idea is that, you know, as power is applied, the rear axle is going to want to rotate, causing the leaf springs to want to wrap. And so as that happens, the front end of this bar will come up. This snubber here will actually contact the front leaf spring mount, and by doing so we'll hopefully eliminate any axle wrap, thereby eliminating wheel hop and thereby helping get the power to the ground instead of not. So this is what I came up with. So I'm coming up with the design for this traction bar, the slapper bar. The first thing that I wanted to do was replace my U-bolts. So here you can see the new U-bolt next to the length of the original. And the reason being is because that new U-bolt's also a hair thicker, so that means I'm going to have to drill out the mounting holes on the U-bolt plate that goes up on the axle. Let me show you why this is why I designed it the way I did. So there you can see the new U-bolts installed. The plate underneath there, right there, actually has the shock mount integrated into that. There's a bolt that comes out the back. Let me slide around there and I'll show you. So there you can see the bolt for the rear shock mount is actually integrated into that spring perch or into that plate. So I didn't want to have to remove that and replace it. I wanted to stay with that. So my design has the spring perch or the plate built in that go mount up to the bottom of the axle. So I had to get longer U-bolts. Let me slide it in there and I'll show you what I mean. All right, so there you can see with the slapper bar installed, just what I was talking about. I wanted this to be removable without having to fully unbolt the axle. Even though it is spring over, it's not going to cause an issue if I got it up on jacks, obviously, because I replaced the U-bolts this way. But I wanted this to be removable, and I also didn't want to mess with this mount since the shock mount is integrated into this. So I built the plate there so it comes down and fits in between the nuts and the side mounts, or the side here of the existing spring perch or the existing U-bolt plate. So that slides up in there, and that gives me the clearance I need for the bar. And here's how, let me turn this light around here and you can see the front end of it. Once I get it bolted in, that's basically how the snubber is going to sit just below the front spring mount. Now I needed to get a large enough snubber because when I did the rear suspension, I flipped this spring hanger. Originally it was the other way around and it would have been real easy. I had to get a tall enough snubber that would clear around these side pieces that you know, as this rotates up, this wouldn't hit up against the spring mount. So I found these on Summit Racing. I will leave a link in the description for these exact snubbers. So once I had my idea for this plate figured out, I was fortunate enough that I had another set of U-bolt plates from another vehicle that actually lined up exactly, which is right here. I used that as a template to lay out my mounting holes. I said that I was just fortunate enough I'd have to take all those measurements and try to get everything lined up right and measured correctly. Then I also cut the side pieces out, which I just ended up using a profile gauge that I put up in there, got the shape of the axle, and that gave me the shape for this cutout so that it would fit up in there tight. I wanted to make sure that, this was nice and secure up against the bottom of the axle. So once I had that done, then it was a matter of getting the main tube figured out. So the first thing I did was I just cut this 45 just because I didn't want a flat bar up front or a flat profile. I just thought some little bit of shape to it would be nice. But I drilled and mounted for the snubber. And actually I drilled through, this is a 2x3 tube that is 120 wall. So I found the mounting location, or I centered the snubber up, drilled that out. I actually tapped the tube, and then I cut this 45 into it, just again because I didn't want a flat face. But what I did was I didn't want to rely on just the snubber. That's why I left this hole here, so I can get a nut in there and tighten that down also. So not only is it threaded into the tube itself, but it's also got that nut on it. So once that was done, then I laid my bracket in place, put it up on the U-bolts up on the axle, laid the tube in place, and that gave me, I was able to find this angle here, which then I cut out from another piece of tube, this piece here that I can cut to that angle, weld it in, and then I'm also going to, like I said, this piece isn't done yet, but I'm going to cap the back. Like I said, all this needs to be finish welded and cleaned up. And then that gave me a place to weld, to get this mount correct and get the angle all correct so everything lined up the right way. So there's the design. But let's go ahead and I guess I will start building the second one. And we'll get some footage of that. That way you guys can kind of see what all went into. Now, I'm fortunate enough that I have a bandsaw that I was able to cut these plates out on. I was able to cut these pieces. I used it to cut the angles into the main tube. You don't need a bandsaw to do this. You could do it all with a cutoff wheel. Really the only tools I think you really need are a good grinder, cutoff wheel, a good drill, which I used Unibits to cut these holes, and obviously you need a welder. And this is just a Lincoln 140. This plate here is 3/8, which is probably a little on the thick end for that welder, but I can, as long as I give it maybe a good couple passes, it should be fine. I've welded thicker with less than that, and it has held up. So this should be fine for that. These pieces are actually 1/4-inch plate. I originally tried to use some of the same 3/8, but there wasn't enough gap between the U-bolt nut and the side curve of that spring perch, or the U-bolt plate. So there wasn't enough room for 3/8 to get in there. So I had to find some, luckily I had some 1/4-inch laying around. Now all of this, this is probably overkill for this application, going with a 2x3 tube. It's what I had. I had some of this lying around from older projects or past projects. So this is what I had. I mean, I could have probably gone with like maybe a 1.5. I don't even know if they make 1.5. But maybe like a 2x2 would probably be fine. And like I said, this is 120 wall, so 1/8 inch. But let's get to cutting some steel and doing some welding. now that I've got my mounting plate done, I got the holes drilled out, I got the side pieces cut and tacked on, and I test fit it up on the axle. Now that that's all good, I'm gonna start working on the front of the, or I'm gonna start working on the tube, and I'm gonna start with the front of the tube. So I'm gonna lay out the mounting point for the snubber, then I'm gonna cut this angle into the front, and I'll cut out and cap the end. So that'll be the next step. Alright, so now that I got the snubber mounted, I got the front cut to shape and mostly welded up. I mean, it's pretty much done there. See, that's all boxed in. I just have to cut this to length. Now I've already marked here. There you can go. You can kind of focus. Come on. You see the front layout mark there. I measured the distance, and then this angle is 76 degrees. Now, yours is obviously going to be different, but that's the angle from the mount plate under the rear axle, and then it goes up to the snubber. That angle is 76 degrees. So that's why I'm going to cut the back out, just so the back is straight and is vertical in relation to the truck. And then out of this scrap piece here, I'm going to cut a wedge out. And you see I measured the distance that I needed. So when I put it in the truck, I measured the distance from the tube to the plate, where the plate sat. So, and this will probably make more sense when you see me do it, but that distance in the back of the tube to the rear of the plate was 1 1/8 inches. So I measured that, cut it out, and then I cut this at that same 76 degrees, or I marked it with that at that same 76 degrees. So I'm going to cut this out, and then this will get welded onto the back. Let me grab the other one here. So there's that wedge welded in there. So you can see from the back of the tube there to the bottom of the plate was 1 1/8 inches. So that piece that I'm going to cut out of the scrap is a wedge right there. So that'll get welded in. That just gives a good support. Like I said, obviously this one's not done yet. It needs to get finish welded. But it'll give that base plate a support. It'll give the back of the tube a support up against the plate. It just gives more room to weld it and get it mounted in there. So those are the pieces that I'm going to cut now. So those are the pieces that I'm going to cut now. I'm going to cut the main tube to length, cut that wedge out of this piece, and then I'll start welding that up. So after a little more time with the welder and cleaning up some welds and adding another piece here, which I'll show you, there is the mostly completed slapper bar style traction bar installed on the truck. So I added this bracket here, and like I said, this isn't fully installed yet. I'm still waiting on the nuts to actually, for the bottom here. I don't have the hardware for that. Nobody around here seems to carry the hardware that I need. But in the meantime, I added the bracket here, and that's for this. I just took one of the original U-bolts, and there will be some rubber hose or something up here, to maybe some old fuel line or whatever, just to help silence that a little bit. But this is just to support the front of the traction bar. There'll be another nut here on top, like I said, when it's all fully installed. And that, like I said, that just supports the front end. So I mean, you got this long arm hanging off that rear mount point. I didn't want all that. Not that it's heavy, but just provides some extra support there. There's maybe about 1 inch or so of travel. Let me see if I can get the light down there so you can see that. There you go. There's maybe about 1 inch or so of travel between the snubber and the contact point. So that's fine. And like I said, and the only thing I'm really waiting on is the hardware there for the bottom of the U-bolts. So once I get those, then, you know, all this will come back out. I got some more just weld cleanup to do. And I'm not sure if I'm going to hit it with a coat of paint. I might just clear it and call it good. I mean, it goes with the rest of the style of the truck, having this, you know, patina beat up truck. I don't know if I want to have a nice clean paint job on those. So I'm thinking I might just leave it the way it is. Maybe I'll do the patina technique here, like I did here on the traction bars, and then clear them. All right, that's really about it. I mean, that was a pretty fun project. Haven't been able to get on the welder much lately, so that got me some welder time. I did have an issue, which you may see in the video. I don't know if it was the wire feed, but it just wasn't. It's like it took a while for the welder to get going. So I don't know if it was just the wire feed. It seemed like it was melting the wire way up towards the tip. So I gotta look into that. But other than that, I had a great time doing this. And I said, hopefully it'll help eliminate any wheel hopping, anything or anything like that once I get my engine back, which should be hopefully anytime, and then that'll be a whole other fiasco. So thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button, hit the bell so you get notified when new videos get uploaded, and I'll see you all in the next one.